welcome to recording session number 3. It is not 9 in the morning this time, so maybe we'll be a little bit more lucid. Next song, Interlude, Guilty Convictions. Also, really quick, why are these called interludes? Because these are the scenes where Phoenix isn't on stage. That's why I called Keeping the Peace an interlude, and then we kept the same vibe for this. So this song, lyrics by Olivia Ramsey, additional lyrics by Abby and Diana, quoted lyrics by Matthew Toronto and Sarah Shope, jump scare again. Music by Diana and Liv, quoted music by Justin Briner, Sugi Mori, Matthew Toronto, Naoto Tanaka, Sarah Shope, and Sarah Toronto. And then Abby did the piano, vocal, and orchestral arrangements. So this song, as I am fond of saying, went through probably the most development from 2007 to the present day, where it began as a song about a weed-smoking lake monster and is now a song about dismantling the criminal justice system.
Normal Tuesday.
It did not start as that, obviously. So this is the closest we have in the show, minus the underscore that we'll talk about later, to a version of an old Turnabout musical song called A Guy You Can Trust, which was Gumshoe's song and was the very first Turnabout musical song ever to be written, which is cool. With the original, it's sort of tied into the whole Gordy subplot with trying to find Gordy with the 3 secret weapons and everything, which is a lot of fun, but it's hard to sort of weave that in seamlessly into the rest of the Turnabout Goodbyes narrative if you're trying to sort of condense things, as we learned in Turnabout Musical Live.
The only reason we didn't cut this song is because we had Joel flying in to play Gumshoe.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no way. But we did cut as much of the Gordy subplot as we could because you don't need it. Anyway.
Yeah. And that was actually a big thing. Like, how much of that do we even incorporate in the TAAAM script? Where do we put all that information? That went through a few drafts until we decided to basically just get rid of it, minus the few mentions here and there.
I still believe.
Clap your hands if you believe. But A Guy You Can Trust, because we love the song, we were like, we can, and by we, I mean Joel and I, this is like the very, very beginning of TAAAM development. We were like, we can take this song and give it sort of injected a new meaning. And so one of the earliest things we came up with was this idea that after Maya gets thrown out of court, Edgeworth kind of snaps at her, she gets upset, she runs off. And then Gumshoe has to be the one to sort of talk to her, and they bond over their, their mutual loyalty to their respective partners. And also, like, Gumshoe understands what Edgeworth is like. And so there's just some fun banter there. And it's Gumshoe cheering Maya up with the power of musical theater. And tap eventually, because you can hear a version of this on the Solink Smash YouTube channel. It was one of those early demos we put out. Shout out to our friend Chantilly, who was Maya for that. And Joel is Gumshoe, obviously.
It's very precious. If you haven't watched it, you should. Can you do the thing where you put a little link in the corner?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
And we kept working on it. Abby took a crack at it, a lot of the lyrics, and expanded the whole sort of preceding scene in her May 2020 care package. And so that was the version that it was in the script for a while. There was a tap break in there eventually because it's, I don't know why.
It's musical theater. Why would
it's musical theater?
We were like, let's.
It was really great.
I guess the vibe was, let's make this. If we're gonna go Broadway, we're gonna go really Broadway. I think I was thinking of like Drowsy Chaperone or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
But that's how it was for a while. And then when the Urnsmashers came on board, we all kind of came to a collective decision of, if we're really going to try to like cut the show down and figure out where we can condense things already, because, for as much time and love and care that Joel and Liv and I put into those early drafts and how much good stuff there is in it, it was still far too long. So something needed to give. And so we ended up cutting A Pal You Can Trust, but we wanted a Gumshoe song. It's such a core part of his character, like this theme, this motif related to him. And in my mind, like, Gumshoe was like the 4th protagonist, right? Like, he has a whole subplot that we keep checking in on every so often. So I wanted to make sure that Gumshoe got his song, Gumshoe got his due. And we had this scene already written, the one with Lana at this point sort of giving the pep talk to the rest of the police about what to do. And it was all dialogue. And, when I went back and I played through the game, I was surprised to learn that, oh, yeah, they do actually have, like, a meeting in the game. Like, that is, like, a real thing that happens. I'm not sure I really remember.
For a while, you can't find Gumshoe for that reason.
Exactly, because he's in that meeting.
Go on a fetch quest.
but it's like that's the same vibe. So it's like, hey, let's write that meeting and give Phoenix some more time off stage. My original idea was, after we cut this, was to sort of put the beginning part of A Pal You Can Trust / A Guy You Can Trust at the end of that scene, as sort of just like, this is the button on the end of it. This is Gumshoe stealing up his resolve to actually fight for what he believes is right and to help Edgeworth and everything. And then Liv fleshed it out with a whole opening section, basically turning that scene into song with Lana's whole verse. Then there was my bit at the end. And then Diana came in and stitched the two together and made it a whole cohesive song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Abby, obviously you contributed to it at various points, and then you were the one given the orchestration task.
First, I want to say, like, I really appreciate, and I can praise this a lot because I don't feel like I had a lot to do with it, what you guys did with Gumshoe here and throughout. That I think in the game, for the most part, his motivations are he's loyal to Edgeworth, and so he wants to do everything to help Edgeworth. And I think through this song and throughout the act, what we see is that being the motivation for him to then understand what's wrong with the justice system and wanting it to make it better. And I think that was a really cool addition to the depth of the character that can often be kind of just like comic relief otherwise. So I just wanted to praise that. So Guilty Convictions is mostly Diana, all the kind of ideas in this, and I just kind of fleshed out some of the orchestration and stuff. And it's really cool because it's outside of the Lanaverse, the Lanaverse.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Into the Lanaverse. Yeah.
Exactly. It is mostly kind of a medley of other songs and ideas, but I think it works really well as kind of a cohesive unit. So yeah, it opens with this, what we call the Keeping the Peace section of Decree, Guilty Convictions. And that's fun because up until this point, this has kind of been Edgeworth's statement of purpose in terms of his drive towards getting guilty convictions. And so it puts a fine point on the same system being turned against him. This drum beat was all the dun 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 dun. That was all Diana, and I think it's a cool way to kind of get that militaristic feel in there. So we start with that. Up there in the oboe, we've got da 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 is again the Turnabout Sisters 2005.
Yes.
The Emma theme, which is Lana's theme here. To introduce Lana.
This patter is mostly Liv's lyrics. I think some bits got tweaked. I know one of the lines at some point. I know it's skipping ahead a little bit, but we will give no quarter till we regain what we've lost. That's actually a contribution from Diana's wife.
Yeah, so if you scroll up a little bit on another, a Blue Carp trial.
Yeah.
This was a little piece that Diana put in the oboe. It goes da 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 da.
Nice.
Is the Blue Corp theme.
A little bit of Red, White, and You.
Oh, yeah, Little Red, White, and You, not Blue Corp theme.
That is what it is.
It is.
Yeah. At the very end of her verse, there's another French horn. Da 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 da. Blue Badger, my beloved. We'll Fight for Law and Order part. That's the Tomorrow at Last bit, right?
Yeah.
We help the prosecution.
Yeah.
Which is really smart and cool. And that is, like Arri said, the original inclusion of the Blue Badger theme section that spawned all the other ones.
I like seeing that section from Tomorrow at Last find a home somewhere else because it works fine on its own in Tomorrow at Last.
It's the motif. It's the police's theme. It's the police's motif. Yeah.
It makes it a little more cohesive. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we get into this little medley mashup section where we've got Gumshoe on What Have We Done. We've got the viola doing a little bit of Justice for All. Da 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 da. And we got the Guilty Guilties. Classic.
Although I will say, I think, I can't remember when Diana said this, but she said at one point she tried to make this Gumshoe section Swallow Your Pride. Instead of What Have I Done?
Oh.
It would have been another inclusion of an old Turnabout musical song that got cut. I would have loved to have seen how that could have possibly worked.
What else? What else? Oh, the end, isn't it our job to make it, is a little bit of Gumshoe theme and then like a reference to Make It Right, kind of.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like we have a couple times in the show where like you can't finish the phrase.
Cannot
make it
finish
what?
It's
No.
too
Make it what, sir?
It's too trite to say make it right.
Well, and even I think that was true of the original Turnabout musical as well. Like in Decree, the opening
Right.
Make It Right bit.
Make
We didn't
it
mention
Make it
this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just keeping the tradition alive.
Yeah.
Because every
Will not
time
speak his name.
someone doesn't finish that phrase, they will immediately be like, oh, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, every single time.
At that Make It Right, if you scroll back up. Yeah, and the trumpet. This is a fun little bit. Also Diana. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Which is another, like, we use all parts of the Turnabout here. This is another piece of a guy you
No
can
Turnabout
trust.
left behind.
When you
No,
when you kill
yeah.
Turnabout musical, make sure to use all the parts of the Turnabout musical.
We don't waste food here.
This is, I know we butted heads before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I caught that before. That's really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, Diana did a really cool job of like using the pieces in different ways where it's like a medley of different songs, but it's its own identity. In the underscore we have Great Revival.
Also, this is the
Which I
part
was a little
where
skeptical about
Also-
because it is like an Edgeworth theme, but I think it works really well here.
also there's in the dialogue here where Lana's going, the prosecution expects a perfect case and will provide nothing less. We did some back and forth, like, should she say specifically Prosecutor Von Karma? Because because there's this kind of like a running bit underneath here where Gumshoe knows who the prosecutor is and no one else does.
Yeah.
and so actually I don't think it's clear at all, but when Gumshoe is yelling after Phoenix and Maya at the end of the next scene, wait, you guys, there's more case info, what I'm imagining is I need to tell you who the prosecutor is.
Yeah.
You are cooked. Hold on.
And the joke is that he can't tell them until anything to win, when they're like, oh fuck.
Oh, beans. Oh,
So
shit.
I think we decided just the I don't know if we ever made a formal decision, but just like it's the prosecution. We can build the suspense.
You either know or you
This
don't.
shadow vague. Yeah.
Yeah, don't distract the audience. We'll see him later.
This
Don't
is
worry about it. Okay,
you.
yay.
Yeah.
And if you know it's a perfect case, if you know anything, of course you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now we get into yet another piece. So this was the sort of original piece that Max had added in terms of the opening of A Guy You Can Trust.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself to be
A real man's man, see? And like that was
real
important to
man's
me.
man, see?
It's a silly line, but it was important for me to keep that first line the same because it's the
Oh,
first
yeah.
line. It's the first Turnabout
Right.
musical line.
Yeah.
Something that I also like here is that, so we kind of said like in the first act we had brass for Edgeworth. He's our brassy boy.
Brassy boy.
And the use of it here is kind of like, well, the brass was his sort of confidence and alignment with this, prosecution justice system. And now we've got the big brass turned against him. And then here we've got a trumpet solo that's like, I'm going to be noble and stand up. It's more articulate in music, I think, than me trying to say
Yeah,
it.
alone trumpeter.
If
on
you
the
can't sing it, if you can't say it / explain it through words, that's why you have to sing it.
Yeah. You could just listen to it. It's
Yeah, you'll get it. It hits. You'll get it.
And then at the very end, we've got the piccolo fife thing doing the Blue Badger again.
Mm-hmm. It's also nice because, Gumshoe is one of the creators of the Blue Badger in the game,
Yeah.
so it's also a little bit of like he gets the positive side of the Blue Badger.
Yeah, if you're staging this live, you can have him do the Blue Badger dance.
Rotate your arm 360 degrees.
Exactly.
If you aren't double jointed, you cannot play Gumshoe. New law added to the handbook.
There's a whole extended bit in the middle there with but this is something different. We're not making bad guys.
Oh,
think."
yeah.
Like there's a
Yeah,
whole
it's like a mashup.
that's not the same as the original, and I think that must have been Diana, right?
Yeah, that was also Diana.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really good. It really does build it, because I remember when I first was proposed moving the beginning part of A Guy You Can Trust just to this scene, we were like, I don't know, does it feel like half a song or like an unfinished song? But then I think this part in the middle really helps to flesh out that particular segment even more so.
Yeah, it's like the combo of having Lana sing the patter.
Yeah.
Have the patter verse, whatever the terminology is, which
Patter
then Gumshoe echoes, patters it. And then Gumshoe echoes it, but adds the extra little melody in the middle, I think really does make it feel like a whole thought instead of, just like a little piece of something.
And for a while it still was.
So seamless.
Seamless.
I forgot that it wasn't there. Seamless transition.
For a while, it was also still just like a pal you can trust, but the whole reason we changed that to begin with was to differentiate it from the original song, and also because pal, Gumshoe. But then once we cut it, we were like, well, if we are going to use the guy you can trust motif, let's just say a guy you can trust, because that's what people know.
Yeah.
So I'll be the kind of guy that he can trust is like a woo cheer moment for all the Turnabout musical fans out there.
You get 2 cheer moments. 1, he said the line. 2, he says a cussy word.
Oh yeah, get to do my damn job.
The show got an M rating. Because one person.
By the way, just on the topic of cursing, the first word of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is damn.
Damn it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Saw it.
Yeah. Very true.
Fun fact. That's it.
Fun fact.
Never thought about that.
Really sets you into the edgy mood right away. If you know the woman bleeding out on the floor wasn't enough.
I didn't already do that.
This is for adults.
Also, legally, morally, this is not entirely arranging or composition related with this song, but I do have to give a shout out to Nav as Lana.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Amazing in everything she does.
Absolutely.
Religious experience, that
So
woman.
good.
All right.
And again, recording it during COVID is another thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what
Queen shit.
also and speaking of Queen, also shout out to Queen Creeps who did a take
Also,
on this.
yes!
That was also
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Very good.
And also shout out to Diana's original demo. Also very
Yes.
Yes. So many excellent Lanas.
Yeah.
We've never had a Lana that missed.
A wealth of Lanas.
This is the Lana-verse.
Lanaverse.
Yeah, this is the Lana-verse. Yes.
Speaking of weed smoking lake monsters.
Oh yeah, speaking of weed smoking lake
Seamless
monster.
transition.
Seamless transition.
Seamless transition. I realized after the fact, one thing I wanted to say about What He Deserves is that it's not a line that actually made it in, but at the end when we're kind of all kind of just improvising little lines of when the crowd gets distracted by the Gordy story, one of the lines I tried to put in was, yeah, well, I heard the lake monster was smoking weed. Is a reference to the original Guy You Can Trust.
I love the amount of just
Instead we just get, I love dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs.
Shout out to James.
Shout out to James.
I
Oh,
believe
so
there's
good.
also, this is an Abby original that I think Joel ended up saying. There's like crowd chatter at the beginning that like coalesces into the guilty chant. And there is, I'm pretty sure in there, Joel saying, just look at that cravat. I always knew he was guilty. Which was an Abby original.
The amount of like
So catty.
stupid stuff that got thrown into, if not into the folders and stuff to put in. Like there were demos early on where there was dumb shit said.
I think that one made it to the final, but it was definitely
you're
for a
kidding.
while.
And one of them almost made it into August Day, right, Kate?
Yes, it was so. There was a. I fought for it to make it in, and then they were like, "You can't say that."
Can't.
But I mean, we can. It's just we were not going to say it that early. During one of my demos for August Day that I did, I think it was to prove like a proof of concept for the music under the dialogue.
Yes.
I was very sick. I don't think it was COVID, but I was very, very sick, and I recorded like all 3 dialogue tracks, and I was doing Mia's, and I had like 10 extra seconds at the end of the scene, and I was like,
Are you ready? Are you ready? Right? Yes, Chief. Miss
ready,
Mia, I
right,
mean
Chief.
Chief.
Yes, Mia, I mean, Chief, good. And it was just good, and I was like, there's still 10 seconds. I have to say something, and I was like, good.
I go, kick his ass, Seabass.
And I left it in to be funny. And everyone was immediately like, yes! That's so funny. We're putting that in. And then there was an extra conversation of, we can't say kick his ass, Seabass.
Well, what can we say there?
What can we say? Yeah. I immediately responded with buckle up, chuckle fuck. And they were like, no, that's worse. Fuck 'em up, Buttercup. Was the other one.
We got there.
And then they were like, buckle up, Buttercup. And I was like,
Buttercup.
Sure.
That works.
Fuck 'em up, chuckle fuck.
Oh, to be called Buttercup by me.
But that is where Buckle Up Buttercup came
absolutely.
from.
Anyway.
Was me being ridiculously sick and being like, I have to say something to end this.
It's great. Speaking of incredible things that we almost can't believe made it into the show. Next song.
Yeah!
This is Pasta Shop The Way Things Work. Lyrics by Abby and Brandon Lee Torres. Music by Arri. Quoted music by Comfortably Numb. Kate did the piano vocal arrangement. Arri did the orchestral arrangement. So, Pasta Shop. Pasta everywhere. We wrote so many Yanni Yogi scenes in all the different drafts. We kept moving all his stuff around everywhere because obviously, you know, the DL6 stuff is good, but you also have like a case to actually solve. And so, so making sure there's enough that like that mystery is also interesting and not thrown by the wayside. It just became like a whole thing to try to figure out how best to do this. And the original TAAAM drafts had just basically Pasta Shop as it was in Turnabout Musical Live, which would just be like played either live on a live instrument or strummed along to a backing track that's just a live instrument. Way early on, we contacted Ed Garrett, who's the original Yanni Yogi from the original soundtrack and Turnabout Musical Live, to record a mandolin backing track. And so that was the Pasta Shop in the script for the longest time. And then we'll talk about it later, but we also knew that we wanted a space during the last trial for Yanni Yogi, once he's revealed, to actually have like a song that really gets into the emotional depths, right? And so we had Caretaker's Lament. Liv had the idea to use The Way Things Were reprise as the bass for it. And so that's how that was for a while. And then Urnsmashers came on board, and go ahead.
Yeah, so the story of how this came to be was we did our first table read, I think was script like 3.5 maybe?
Yeah, around then.
Mm-hmm. And the original Gourd Lake scene that we had here was Larry is here as well, like that whole conversation's still happening. The caretaker like shows up and is just wild, and like Polly starts like flying around and like makes a whole like thing, like Larry's chasing after Polly or something. And like, I don't know, there's this whole thing like happening for about 45 seconds. And then they're like, all right, can we like focus for 2 seconds? And then like that was the whole bit. And we did the table read. And then a few days or weeks later, I texted the Urnsmashers group chat and I was like, can I give a hot take that maybe is just a me problem? And they were like, what? And I was like, I hate the Pasta Shop scene as it is right now. It makes me so uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it. And like they were immediately, God bless them, they were like, all right, cool. What don't you like about it? How can we like still make it work? And at some point, I don't remember who said it. I don't remember why they said it. But we started talking about Wendy Oldbeck and the caretaker.
I remember this.
Okay, Abby, if you know. Go.
Well, it's funny because you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable with this scene. And we're like, oh, yeah, I think, you know, it's complicated. We have this character who is pretending to have memory loss, and we're kind of playing it for laughs. And it's not, you know, it's not so great to make fun of someone who actually has memory loss. So that's like uncomfortable. And how do we work with that? And you're like, no, it's just chaotic. I don't like that part.
Yeah, literally, that was it. I was like, no, I don't like it. It's too much happening. No, like, bad.
But it got us talking about that. And I think it was Arri said, like, okay, well, what if we leaned away from the thing that's funny about him is the memory loss, and more that he's just being sort of this cantankerous old man. And as a reference point, she mentioned Wendy Oldbag. And then the gears started turning because we already had what became Nothing to Remain, so it kind of like made sense as a parallel to also maybe try The Way Things Were. because Nothing to Remain was the reprise of The Way Things Were.
And The Way Things Were
and I
was
think,
like Wendy Oldbag's exposition song from Turnabout Samurai.
Right. Yes. And so it started as a bit that it was just the joke of, you kids get off my lawn, what lawn?
Which is worth it. Like, that alone completely worth it.
Yeah.
And so I remember exactly where I was standing as I texted that, and I was like, I can't wait to get home. So I was like, listen, I'm just going to try this. It's going to be very silly. I sat down to write the lyrics. I was like, okay, I'll do this mashup. I had something in my head. I sat down and I go, guys, I've run into an issue. This is a song called The Way Things Were. It's about reminiscing about the past, and it's sung by a man who has memory loss.
Yeah.
But I would not be deterred. So Polly is the one who remembers The Way Things Were. And yeah, I think it's fun. Polly finally gets her due and gets a solo.
Singing debut.
And I think it works because one of the things I think is kind of not a necessity, but like a thing to try was some of the songs are just funny.
Yeah.
And I think Pasta Shop is one of those. So by working it in like this, I think it kind of gives it a dual purpose because it is just kind of silly and funny, but it's also setting up the reprises. And reprises plural, we'll get to that. And and I was happy that people picked up on this, that it's the caretaker trying to distract Phoenix from asking Larry about the murder. So every time he goes to ask, he goes in with another Pasta Shop.
And also, it like,
and I love the video with this.
Yeah.
Sliding in, rotating in.
It works really well, like integrating, because it is the original like Pasta Shop quote unquote chorus melody interwoven into The Way Things Were, and it just fits. It just slots right in.
Straight up, I think Abby just took The Way Things Were instrumental and just sang the Pasta Shop melody over it, and it worked really well, probably because both are very kind of simple, straightforward, major key songs. So yeah, we like hardly had to change anything. The instrumental for this is very close to The Way Things Were instrumental. Just, I think I changed a couple of the fonts, moved away from the electric piano, I think. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that O at the end was I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Scent of Fresh Lemons. But that was also supposed to be a little bit of a
If we can't have Scent of Fresh Lemons,
Sometimes I can still
we'll
hear
have
his
Scent of Fresh
voice.
Lemons at home.
Yeah, if there are like references in here in the instrumental, I do not remember them. I did not look at it again.
Because again, like The Way Things Were as it is in Turnabout Musical, that was like 2009. That was a long time ago.
So long ago. And like that one
Well,
was half Old Bag, half Gumshoe, and we took out the Gumshoe parts, and I think the direct Gumshoe references, I think I changed if there were any in the part that we used.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I think this is a fairly like standalone piece in that sense.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was a great idea.
I enjoy it.
I'm happy with it.
I don't think it was the Buttsketeers idea to put Yanni Yogi in this scene. I think that might have been a revision from you guys, because before that it was just you go to the scene, you meet Larry, you do Trial by Fire, and then you see the sign that says there's a boat rental shop. So that was irrelevant. Let's go look at the boat rental shop. And then it's basically just the scene inside the boat shop that's kind of in all the Turnabout musicals and kind of like the original game. And Gumshoe barges in and there's a whole thing there. But no, this is so much more cohesive, and it's fun to have Larry and Yanni Yogi interact. I think must be hard to deal with someone so erratic. That was a late addition back into the script from Turnabout Musical Live.
Oh yeah.
It was really fun. But yeah, there are multiple songs in this scene. One of our rules of thumb in early TAAAM days was every scene should have a song. And most scenes
would like to have a word with you.
Most scenes have one song.
No, I do think the cases where that doesn't happen, because either there isn't a song or there's more than one song, it was thoughtful.
No, it was for sure. And actually there was a song in Act 2 Scene 5 at one point, but we'll talk about that later.
That's true, and we said no.
That's right.
Yeah, but Trial by Fire, right?
Yeah.
That's
Moving
next.
right along to the next one.
Yeah, so this is the same scene. This one was always going to be here.
Well, actually,
Well,
it's kind of interesting to think about. So you can do the credits and then I'll talk about that.
yeah, because it was originally elsewhere for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trial by Fire, lyrics by Abby and Mary Russ, who's the original lyricist. Additional lyrics by Diana Heslin, Lucille Lobos-Villa, and Sarah Shope. Music by Sarah Shope and Sarah Toronto. Quoted music by Sugi Mori and Tanaka. Lizzie did the piano vocal arrangement. Arri did the orchestral arrangement. So Arri, Trial by Fire.
Yeah, so just talking about the history real fast. The original animation script for Turnabout Musical was 4 acts.
Mhm.
Act 1 was cases 1 and 2. Act 2 was case 3. And then Act 3 was Turnabout Goodbyes up through It's Gotta Be the Butts.
Mhm.
And then Act 4 started with Trial by Fire and was the rest of it. And that's, I think, approximately in the game where you find out about the
Yes,
classroom trial.
That
and
is
all
where you
So
find
that
it out in
was
the game.
very, faithful. And then for Turnabout Musical Live, we decided we were cutting Trial by Fire because we did not have a chorus of children, and we just didn't really want to have to figure that out. And we were on, time constraints. We thought we can get this exposition across in a couple of sentences, so sorry, but goodbye. We moved the Trial by Fire content into this lake scene with Larry, where it was just Phoenix very quickly talking about his history. So when TAAAM was created, I think it's very interesting that then Trial by Fire got put back in, but now it's in its new home at the beginning.
And also when ASP did it, they moved all that exposition to after It's Gotta Be the Butts, but just as dialogue in that like post-trial scene between Phoenix and Edgeworth and Larry.
But yeah, I think the TAAAM version of Trial by Fire came about because there was just some disagreement over the length of Trial by Fire, whether all of that was really needed and necessary to keep the plot moving forward and to keep the emotional arc.
We had the original one, basically, from the original soundtrack, and the whole idea was like, yes, we're finally going to do it. And then, there was a lot of conversation and discussion about like what lines were necessary. Could we cut things?
Abby and I and Diana kind of like workshopped the structure and the lyrics. And I think Abby was really the driving force behind making present day Phoenix a consistent presence in the song.
Yes.
So that he is the one telling the story. And the most important thing is how it affected him. Like that was our new focus. It wasn't really about the past or any of that. It was really about how present day Phoenix felt about it. So that's why the like second half of what used to be just a solo Young Edgeworth verse is now a back and forth between Young Edgeworth and present day Phoenix, which I believe was all Abby. And then we added the little outro, which used to be longer, and then Abby cut it down. Thank you.
There's also there was another.
It was great.
There's another Phoenix part in the middle too. Like you even you even cut out some more stuff in the middle that was for older Phoenix, just to make it. But I like that longer version. I really loved too.
It did like a little bit of a Tomorrow at Last kind of thing in here, which
still,
is still a little bit.
Their hearts would not be swayed, but with him standing next to me, I was not afraid.
Wow. I didn't remember.
Do not underestimate my ability to recall specific lyrics from old demos.
Oh, and in the intro, I think I did change the melody in the end, but my sentence was decided long before I could speak.
Oh, yes.
My sentence was decided is like a Winky Towel reference, Tomorrow at Last. I had the Tomorrow at Last melody in there and then was like, no, this is too much. So, but the phrase remains.
It's pretty close.
It's similar. Like the vibes are still there. You'll still feel the connection. In the actual orchestration, there's a great revival reference, which has been in there since the very, very original version of this. There's the classroom trial reminiscence theme from the game is at the end there before Phoenix goes into his little outro verse, because it was in the original as well, in the middle.
In a dialogue break.
I love that.
It's really
that
good.
Melody.
It's so good.
And it's in 5/4 in the game. I think I like crammed it into 4/4 somehow. Yeah, I did. I put some weird rhythms in there to make it in 4/4.
I think the opening of this too is like kind of a reference to the like.
It is.
I guess it starts in Red, White, Adieu, the da breaks the rules.
Yes.
And then it kind of gets sprinkled a little bit in Act 2.
Yeah, so that's in here, and obviously it's the Trial by Fire melody that's also in What He Deserves, because there are like very minor differences in them just because of the lyrics. So it's kind of all of that wrapped up together. But yeah, that crowd "Ooh, he's guilty" melody from Red, White, and Dew shows up in the intro at least.
Ooh.
And I guess making sure Trial by Fire was still in the show was another case of me listening to a demo in 2010 and then never forgetting it. Where I was like,
That's my
I know.
emotional support demo.
that's, yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's 100%
I know Liv
it.
was also like big on keeping this one, which I think,
Absolutely.
ultimately, I think I was a little more irreverent about it, where I was like, well, we have what he deserves, which originally I was gonna, my original thought was that was gonna kind of incorporate this and
Yeah.
take its place in a way. But I do
Right.
think it does serve a good purpose here, which is establishing Nick's motivations, which up to this point is like, why do you care? And I think having a song as opposed to just saying it kind of conveys the emotion more
Exactly.
than like, oh yeah, back in 3rd grade.
Like just how hung up he is on this.
Yeah.
I mean, could you cut it again? Sure, but like, it's great, and we like it, and it's good. So
I think it's
here it is.
It's just a little more focused on, again, Phoenix, but like
I agree.
it's the same song
Yeah.
with just a little bit of a new focus, and I think that is true of a lot of TAAAM, honestly.
And we took out the teacher because we took out all the
Yes.
teacher lines, and then there was one left in there, and I'm like, let's just make that the other kids
that.
because
Yeah.
then we don't need a teacher. Just have it be like, you're looking up out into the stage, like there's the teacher up there. And
Oh, and the kids, there's like little spoken solo lines, and one of them is spoken by Joel's children,
That's
which is lovely.
right.
It
Yeah,
kind of
that's
came
cute.
about by accident. We had cast our child chorus, and I was in here like parceling out the little solo lines, and I was like, oh shoot, I counted wrong. There's an extra line. And then I had the idea to ask Joel if he would be comfortable with it, if his kids would be comfortable with it, and I think it's a lovely little touch.
I think they're that meanie, is that right?
That
I think
meanie.
so, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I also love you added more harmonies in here, which I think
Oh, I did. I
Mhm.
was really happy actually to go back and kind of flesh out the harmonies for the kids. It's really fun to sing, honestly.
This is a very talented group of 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
You've ever, I don't know who here has experience working with the 8-year-olds in choir. They can't do this shit.
Yeah.
You
Nah.
2-part, 3-part
Yeah.
split that, and you go.
I think I'll spare you guys me singing the entire extended ending that the song used to have, and we'll just keep on going to
Is
the
that
next
in
one.
like a demo folder or anything?
No, yeah,
in the
no,
product-
the demo exists.
It's-
Yeah,
Okay,
it's still
okay,
it's still
you
around.
can find it. Was
you're
this
hearing
one that
this-
I dropped right before we did a table read or something?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I had to.
Yes.
Because I had to. Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
the
have to,
morning
but I
of.
did.
Sorry.
No, it was the morning of. No, I wasn't upset, but I did record Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix's adult Phoenix lines for it just for that table read.
You did.
That was fun.
I still think that my favorite line in this song is just the alliteration in here. In the I'll defend the demon because it's the least that he deserves.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's it. Like that's it. That's yeah.
Something
that's it.
what he deserves.
And that's
In
an
every-
Abby line because that was a
Yeah.
that
Of
was
course, it's an Abby line.
like
I feel like that's
condensed
another one.
version.
I feel like it's another one where I decided I needed it in there somewhere and tried it like 4 or 5 places before it finally stuck somewhere.
It found a home.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been in What He Deserves at one point. It was like
I
a
think you're
different
right.
version in this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it was part of that whole extended ending, and then it got condensed into this. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like longer. There was more to it, and this is really all you need.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how intentional it is, but the kind of same melodic direction of the I'll fight for him like you fought for me,
Uh-huh.
mirroring the I fight for truth, I fight for justice from
Ah,
Justice for All. It's not
You know-
exactly the same, but it's the same-ish
Got the vibes.
direction.
yeah.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
don't
I'll
think it was
take it.
intentional, but
That makes perfect sense to me.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally on purpose. Yeah,
I'll own
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, yes and,
Yeah.
yes and.
Yep.
Now?
Yes. Now.
Yay!
Underscore elegy.
Speaking of Abby's obsession.
Underscore elegy for the days of my youth. Music by. Who could it possibly be? Quoted music by Justin Briner and Lizard Lee. And you did all. This was all you, Abby.
Yeah. I think this is one that like later, it wasn't in my original packet, but I
You did send it a
did
little
it later.
Yeah.
I sent it to you and I just got a gift back that said, but why? But I remembered like, I don't know why.
once
I was
ag-
possessed by the The lemon spirit.
Once again, that wasn't a negative, but
No.
why? But a interesting.
No.
Go on.
Yeah. So
Tell
this
me.
existed for a while, and I don't know.
It was a
we had the
question mark.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was a joke. And then we had the sad.
It was just called Sad
Grossberg
Lemons.
monologue. It used to be Sad Lemons, but I like this name, and so despite I think following my trend of writing long names, I was like, no, I want it.
And yeah, the whole thing of putting Grossberg there. I mean, if you want to know why we killed Grossberg, go watch the other commentary because that was Joel and Liv and I debating for a while about what to do with that. And then we put this monologue here to give Grossberg a presence in Act 2, just in case you forgot who he is. And this being the underscore for it just kind of fit it perfectly, that diary entry. But also, this was like one of the main things we cut when we cut down the script again. And it might have actually stayed cut in the final, I think, if we didn't cast Bryn.
Yeah.
And said, okay, we do actually need Grossberg on stage for Act 2 to deliver this. Because otherwise, there's a version of this that's just Maya sort of reading out a short version of the diary entry on her own without this music. But if you, it's the same principle as having a guy you can trust in Turnabout Musical Live. If you have the Grossberg, you got to give him as much to do as possible.
Yeah. I am glad that we put it back.
Yes.
It's also a fun fact that some people didn't catch is this was at the end of our announcement video.
It was.
Yes.
The announcement video
Yeah,
no
our
one
big
watched,
reveal.
and everyone was still surprised when Grossberg died, so that worked.
It was the best of both worlds, really, because I think Diane and I were the ones that pushed for including Grossberg's death in the announcement video because it was a thing that got us on board. Both of us independently read the script, saw the Grossberg switch, and were like, that's so brilliant, and now I'm really invested. So we really wanted to put it in the announcement video to get people's attention that this was different, new, and interesting, and trying something different with the adaptation. But it also worked out because most people did not watch the announcement video. Yeah.
The funny
They
thing,
still got surprised.
the funny thing about making Turnabout and Ace Attorney Musical accessible to normal people is that then normal people watched it.
It's weird.
And didn't immediately go and look at every single possible thing they could about it.
Yeah.
Which is something that we are not
Be
used
me.
to at turnaboutmusical.com.
Turns out some people aren't horrifically neurodivergent. This
Who
is a
would've
shock
thought?
to us all.
Shout out to Diana's art of Grossberg's diary.
Yes, the Grossberg diary art
Yes.
with the
With the
teardrops.
tear stains. Yeah.
Teardrop.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
I think this is where I learned how to do the up arpeggio thing, which up until this point I just called the squiggly up friend. I didn't know how to do it.
It's a squiggly up friend.
This was absolutely a note flight. I can still visualize
Yes.
this in note flight.
I start from note flight. Yep.
What an era.
Yes. Could only have 10 scores on there, so it couldn't have been a very long era for the free version.
So iconic.